The morning sun cast a golden glow over the streets as Alana adjusted her blouse and smoothed her resume one last time. She clutched it tightly, her heart racing with a mix of nerves and determination. This was supposed to be her fresh start. The little cafe was alive with chatter and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Alana stood at the counter, hopeful, waiting for the manager, a tall man with sharp features named Mr. Reynolds. He glanced at her, his eyes narrowing ever so slightly. "You're here for the waitress position?" "Yes, sir," Alana replied, trying to sound confident. "I have experience, and I'm ready to start immediately." Reynolds looked her up and down, his lips curling into a tight smile. "I'm afraid we've already filled the position." Her heart sank. "But the sign in the window says you're hiring." He leaned in, lowering his voice so only she could hear. "We like to maintain a certain image here. You might not fit that." His eyes flicked dismissively to her dark skin. Alana felt her stomach twist. It wasn't the first time she'd faced something like this, but it didn't hurt any less. She clenched her jaw and nodded. "I understand." As she turned to leave, the bell above the door jingled, and a man in an impeccably tailored suit walked in. His eyes swept the room before landing on Alana's retreating figure. "Excuse me," he said, his deep voice cutting through the cafe noise. "Miss, can I have a moment?" Alana froze and turned slowly, unsure what to expect. The man smiled warmly and extended his hand. "I'm James Carter, CEO of Carter Enterprises." The cafe fell silent. All eyes were on him. Reynolds's face went pale. "I overheard what just happened," James continued, his gaze hardening as he glanced at Reynolds. "Care to explain why you turned her away?" Reynolds stammered, struggling to form a coherent sentence. "Well, it's just, we have a certain brand, and a brand that doesn't include hardworking, qualified people?" James interrupted, his voice cold. "I think you're mistaken about what a successful business looks like." He turned back to Alana, his eyes softening. "You said you have experience, right?" "Yes," Alana replied, barely able to believe what was happening. "Good. How would you like to manage your own cafe?" Her eyes widened. "Manage? I was just looking for a waitress job." James chuckled. "You were aiming too low. People like you deserve better." He handed her a business card. "I've been looking for someone exactly like you to run a new location we're opening downtown. Think about it." Alana stared at the card, her hands trembling. "Thank you. I don't know what to say." "Say yes." 6 months later, the grand opening of Alana's cafe drew a huge crowd. Customers streamed in, praising the warm atmosphere and welcoming staff. Alana stood at the counter, greeting every customer with a bright smile. In the corner, James watched proudly. "Told you you'd be a natural," he said as he approached her. "Only because you believed in me," Alana replied, her eyes glistening. "Don't give me all the credit. You were always destined for more." As the crowd buzzed around her, Alana felt something she hadn't in a long time, hope. She had taken her first step toward something bigger, something better. And this time, nothing would hold her back.